The city of Greater Geraldton in Midwest WA has undergone significant change over the last 8 years, most significantly in the last 2. Here is a snapshot of our change journey. In April 2013, a new CEO arrived at the city. On assessing the current state of the organisation, he instantly noticed that a significant proportion of staff were disengaged or unmotivated. Keen to see strong and positive cultural change within the organisation, in conjunction with the executive and human resources, the #Changes CGG strategy was implemented. At an all-staff meeting, the CEO asked, "Who knows the current vision and mission?" Even the promise of a $50 note did not provide a response. Wanting to see staff take responsibility for their own cultural change, he set the challenge for them to come up with their own values and purpose. STARS was born. This was just the start of a significant cultural change programme, which saw substantial effort put into training all staff in areas such as crucial conversations, using facilitators from HR, influencer training for key staff, and using an employee survey tool to gauge the current climate and also give staff opportunity to proactively solve their own problems through team action plans. A new recognition programme was developed by staff, and positive cultural change was demonstrated when staff cashed in annual leave in order to assist a colleague's sick child, raising $64,000. Skills audits ensured that staff were getting the appropriate training they required to perform their roles effectively. Whilst internal cultural change was being affected, community expectations were also being managed. The principles of deliberative democracy were put into action in programmes such as 2029 and Beyond and precinct planning. But this information, as well as the strategic community plan, was aspirational. The city needed to engage further. In collaboration with Curtin University, the city held a number of groundbreaking community panel initiatives designed to have community members review the council's infrastructure priorities and range and level of service. Staff from across the organisation assisted in the delivery. Everything was going well, then something changed. The city undertook a significant review of assets and infrastructure. It had spent $84 million in 4 years on infrastructure, which had increased operating costs by $2.5 million per annum. A 30-year infrastructure renewal profile was developed. It wasn't good news. The message was simple. We do not have enough financial capacity to renew existing infrastructure as it wears out. We need to find $7.5 million. The Moving Forward project was created. The news was delivered immediately to staff, only 2 weeks prior to Christmas. The city needed to identify quick wins, review assets and capital works, find additional revenue streams, review range and level of service, look at voluntary redundancies, and review the organisational structure. In order to deliver this, the CEO appointed the HR manager as project manager. The HR manager ensured that a project management team was set up to report to the project leadership team. Communication with staff was kept as top priority, and a number of initiatives were developed to ensure that all staff were kept informed. The engagement worked. Staff provided more than 200 quick wins, which contributed to total efficiency savings of $2 million. Capital works were reprioritised using community-developed scoring criteria. An internal review of all mandatory and non-mandatory services was also undertaken. Another groundbreaking participatory budgeting project was also delivered, the Community Summit. A list of 98 non-mandatory services were given to community members to assess in order of their priority and value. 2 intensive interactive sessions were held with community members, providing them with more information about council activities, but also pulling staff together in difficult and uncertain times. At the same time, the organisational structure was being reviewed and underwent significant change. 46 positions were abolished. 23 staff left through redundancy, 11 staff were redeployed, and 14 fixed-term positions ended. While the final results are yet to emerge, current results are a significant reduction in the 2015-16 budget, an overall reduction in FTE of 46, staff consultation was consistent and well received, union delegates commended the HR team and executive for their considerate and sensitive approach to a difficult situation, and rate increases were reduced from 7.6% to 3.9%.